Welcome to Noctaville Stories. This story is about a doctor people trusted. He wasn't hiding in the shadows, he was invited inside, and for years no one questioned why so many never came back. For decades, medicine has been seen as a profession built on trust. Doctors are invited into homes, hospitals, and the most vulnerable moments of people's lives. They're expected to heal, to protect, and to relieve suffering. But history shows that in rare and disturbing cases, that trust was deeply misplaced. Some individuals hidden behind white coats and professional titles crossed a line that few could imagine. This documentary explores real medical cases that continue to raise troubling questions, not just about responsibility, but about motive, power, and control. The true number of victims connected to Harold Shipman remains unknown. He never admitted responsibility for any death. Investigators estimate that the number may range from 250 to over 500 cases, making him the most prolific serial offender in British history. Yet despite the scale, one central question has never been fully answered. Why did he do it? There was no clear financial motive, no evidence of sexual intent, and no confession that might offer clarity. Harold Frederick Shipman, known to family and friends as Freddie, showed great promise from an early age. He grew up in a working-class family and was described as intelligent, disciplined, and sociable. He performed well in school, enjoyed athletics, especially long-distance running, and earned the respect of both classmates and teachers. At first glance, there was nothing unusual about his upbringing. Everything changed when he was 17. Shipman's mother, Vera, died after a long and painful illness. Her decline deeply affected him. After her death, he left his home and ran for hours through the rain, a silent attempt to process grief he could not express. Later, forensic psychiatrists would point to this moment as a turning point. They believed Shipman developed a deep need for control over death, a way to ensure he would never feel powerless again. Medicine became the path through which that control could be achieved. Shipman enrolled at the University of Leeds Medical School, where he met his future wife, Primrose. Together they would have 4 children. In 1970, he began practicing medicine in the town of Todmorden. But early in his career, concerns emerged. He was found to be misusing morphine and falsifying prescriptions. At least 8 incidents were confirmed. Despite this, he was fined, but allowed to keep his medical license, a decision that would later face heavy criticism. After rehabilitation, Shipman returned to medical practice. In 1979, the family moved to Hyde, near Manchester. Shipman openly discussed his past addiction, presenting it as something he had overcome. Rather than raising suspicion, this honesty earned him sympathy and trust. He became well respected, joined local organizations, and built a large patient base of nearly 3,000 people. Patients described him as calm, polite, and reassuring. Few questioned his methods. Over time, a troubling pattern began to form. Many of Shipman's patients, particularly elderly women, passed away shortly after routine visits. Deaths were often recorded as natural, with no post-mortem examinations requested. Shipman frequently recommended cremation, a practice that left little opportunity for later investigation. In 1984, the first confirmed suspicious case occurred. An elderly patient received a home visit and passed away shortly afterward. Shipman himself completed the death certificate. No alarm was raised. Everything changed in 1998 with the death of 81-year-old Kathleen Grundy. After her passing, a will surfaced naming Shipman as the sole beneficiary of her estate, worth over £350,000. Her daughter, a lawyer, immediately questioned its authenticity. An exhumation was ordered. Toxicology tests revealed lethal levels of a powerful opioid. For the first time, the case moved beyond suspicion. As authorities reviewed medical records, inconsistencies became impossible to ignore. Witnesses came forward, patterns aligned. Despite mounting evidence, Shipman maintained his innocence throughout questioning and trial. Experts later concluded that the motivation was psychological, a desire for dominance and control rather than material gain. He was convicted and sentenced to multiple life terms. In prison, Shipman remained largely silent. He never publicly explained his actions. In January 2004, just one day before his 58th birthday, he was found dead in his cell. His case forever changed how medical oversight works in the United Kingdom, and remains one of the most disturbing examples of trust betrayed from within a system meant to protect life.